Well, good morning all you lovely people. Welcome back to the Grumpy Old Git in the Corner on a still overcast Thursday, although the forecast says today we're going to escape the rain. Excuse my voice. Those of you that were in the live last night will know I've got a bit of the lurgy, which does include a sore throat, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll only last a few days, but the last day of the socialist gathering, shall I call it, yesterday, and the excuses kept coming from Starmer afterwards. Now, this one is particularly over what was not paid to his son. There was no cash involved, but 20 grand so his son could revise for his GCSEs in peace. What a mollycoddled little darling. You know, everybody say, but not a thought from him for the ones that had to revise for their exams in cold, damp, dark, mouldy fucking bedrooms or under the fucking stairs. You know, the ones that live in temporary accommodation, a whole family in one room because illegals are given priority on the housing waiting lists. You know, and I bet that darling little son of his, the entitled little brat, had a full stomach and the heating on while he was revising for his. While the others couldn't afford heatings. They're wearing multi-layers of clothing. They're sitting there trying to work with growling stomachs because they haven't been fed. These are the kids that know about real life. They live in the real world. Not the fucking fantasy world that your little bastard comes up in. You know, he's one of these that's going to grow up expecting to have everything handed to him on a fucking plate. And he'll throw a tantrum if he don't get it. You know, he's like you. He's not going to live in the real world with real people. How you can sit down and use that as an excuse is beyond me. You got a house in London, you got a house in the country. Why did you need anywhere else? And more to the point, why did somebody else need to pay for it? I suppose the saving grace is it didn't come out of the taxpayer's pocket. That's about the only good thing about it, I suppose. But the big socialist event is over now for another year. And after an event there yesterday, I see a lot of YouTube channels saying that Starmer was beaten on a vote over the winter payments for pensioners. Well, you lot, and there's a lot bigger channels than me, well, every fucking channel's bigger than me, but you lot got it wrong. Because that vote meant absolutely nothing. It was a consensus of the room, the people that were there. And we know that Starmer can't read a room. He's too arrogant for that. So you got that wrong. It wasn't a vote. He wasn't beaten. It doesn't mean he's got to change his mind. It doesn't mean they've got to change a fucking thing. It was just a consensus in the room. But the only thing I'm taking away from this now, I've listened to enough of it, and we're under a government that is a socialist, communist government that wants to run every aspect of our lives, from what we eat, where we sleep, what we spend our money on, where we go, what we drive, and they're willing to shut down anybody that disagrees with them or stands up to them. Now, from now on, people, you've got to watch your backs, because these bastards will stab us in every opportunity they get. It's going to be rough, very rough, so be ready. you know, this party for the people is anything but. The whole party is just based on one big lie. I'll leave it there for today, folks. I can feel my blood pressure rising as it does, and as you know, it doesn't do me a lot of good. But thank you for everybody that dropped in on the live last night. That was a very enjoyable one. I know not everybody joins in. I know a lot of my regulars that I know from speaking to personally just like to sit in the background and listen. Absolutely no problem with that. But thanks you again all for being such a respectful bunch. You know, you're the ones that keep me going. But for now, guys, as always, stay safe, stay strong, and stay free. But please watch your backs. It's coming. Respects.